Hey everybody, welcome back. So, yesterday I received this beautiful piece. Yes, she's headless for now, but this is the Sideshow Collectibles X-23 premium format. This is the exclusive version, as you can see. The exclusive is her X-Force masked portrait. I did an unboxing of this, but it just got too long and I mumbled too much, and then I assembled this about 3 times for videos and they got too long and I mumbled too much. So I'm just going to do a quick review on this, kind of my impression of it. There's unboxings out there and other reviews where you can see this thing assembled. Sideshow even did an unboxing how to assemble it video, so I'd recommend watching that for that. So I'm going to put the regular portrait on her and just talk about everything. So let's start with the sculpt of this piece. And I gotta say the sculpt is the best part. She is suspended in air by this sentinel tendril that is coming out of this hand, as you can see. And then the base is the sentinel hand, and it's kind of, I don't know, submerged or banging down into this rubble base. You can see the rock back there, and then it looks like it kind of hit the ground because you have these rocks that are kind of suspended all around the base, like this one, and there's some all throughout here, there, everywhere. So it looks like she cut it off, and after cutting it off she kind of flew up and probably went after some other sentinels. So the hand is base coated in like some areas are like a gunmetal silver, and then the armored pieces are blue. There's a lot of like black, copper, silver dry brushing throughout it. There's even some speckled black paint over all the pieces. Actually, this is one piece, but there's some on like this piece too, I think. Yeah, a little bit. Then there's some details that are painted black. Some of the really deep grooves of the sculpt are black, and then there's chrome slashes throughout this whole piece. And one thing I really like, I mean, this thing is just packed with detail, but I love this fingertip here that's slashed. Oh, that's painful. Makes you think of paper cuts. But yeah, the base is beautiful, great sculpt, tons of detail, really well designed. I love they have this tendril coming up. It kind of reminds me of the cartoon when they're fighting the sentinels, and that sentinels, you know, use that to capture the mutants and all that. Okay, and then it goes into that piece I was just talking about. That's kind of a gunmetal color. It was base painted in black, and then they dry brushed the gunmetal over it. Like the hand, it has the chrome slashes all over it, and I love that they included the little grabbers on the end. And then she kind of emerges out of that tendril. She's got a big peg on the right here that kind of sits into this piece. And then there's her boot and her claw. And then her other leg is suspended up. She's got a really cool kind of twist to her. Okay. I just wanted to show you her boots. They're, I think, one of the best parts. Really nice sculpt, lots of detail, the laces, and then there's like sewing seam detail throughout it. Really nice. And then there's a detail on this thing. You can see it there. Her boots. And then the sculpted textures on her outfit are really neat. The blue areas kind of have like a textured vinyl look to them, and then the yellow orangey areas have kind of, it almost looks like a basket weave kind of pattern on it, sculpted. And then that goes throughout her whole outfit. I love her ab sculpt. I love how there's like an actual gap here in her pants so they look more realistic. They're not just like, you know, painted on pants. It has a nice gap in there to make it look neat. And she's got the belt buckle there, the X logo emblem. And then inside it has like a red candy coat color to it. Yeah, really nice sculpt. One sculpt area I'm really disappointed in is her hands. The fingers are not sculpted well at all. Pretty generic, you know, just a few lines. This one's really terrible. I don't know if I can see. I mean, it's almost flat, so that's bad. I don't know if that was a casting issue or if that's just how it was sculpted. I kind of doubt that the sculptor would leave fingers like that. So yeah, that is a major disappointment. And then if you can see, this hand has a huge air bubble above her one claw. That's sad. I might actually fix that just because it's terrible. So, and then we go up into her portrait, and these are sculpted brilliantly. Really nice hair. I like the volume. I like the upswept look. It really gives her a lot of action, like she's almost dropping in and her hair is kind of following her. Really neat. I'll take a back look. Great detail in her like bodily sculpt. The muscles are really nice. Great sculpted folds in the fabric. I love how they actually get the pulls where the seam is. That's really nice effect. Okay, so I'm going to put the other head on. I'll just set you down. You're going to have to stare at a wall for a little bit. This piece does utilize magnets throughout most of it. The only place that didn't have a magnet is her where her leg fits into the sentinel base. Right here. It didn't feel like there was a magnet, but there is one here. There's a huge one here that's very strong. There's one in each arm and then in her portraits. So this is the exclusive. This is my portrait of choice. I grew to love the character when she started in X-Force. I loved her growth in that and how aggressive she was, and she was becoming more of an adult, and I really liked her character in that series. And then she went on to becoming the new Wolverine, and that series was really excellent. I loved it. So yeah, this portrait just calls me just because I loved her in X-Force. It was so neat. So anyways, this one has a little bit more wild hair to it. More hair pieces coming out of it. Makes her look a little more aggressive. It's similar to the original that it kind of goes up into this mass of curl. However, when this one kind of curls to the left, where the other one curls a little to the right, which is a nice change. You know, at least it's not just the portrait that they changed, or it's not just the hair that they changed, but they changed like the portrait and everything, in comparison with their Rogue Premium format where it used the same face, just different hair. But this one has a complete change to it, hair and portrait. Really love this hair. Both portraits are stunning. I actually just like this one because of the liking X-Force and her in it. I'll actually be bummed if they do a X-Force variant of this because I would have preferred that one, but I still kind of like this one because it reminds me of New Wolverine, which was really good. So anyways, the sculpt is fantastic on this, except for, of course, the casting or molding of the hands. There is detail loss. I have air bubble. That could have been better. So let's go on to the paint. Everything on this is painted well. I went through the details, how the hand was painted, the blue base coat, and there's dry brushing on like copper, silver, black throughout this just to make all the details pop. There's black wash all over. They kind of got different finishes on here. I swear this has like a glossier, not glossy finish. And then the metal parts are matte. The rocks are painted nice. They're kind of a taupey brown with a black speckle on them. I don't know how close I can get in. They look more brown on camera, but in person to me they're more of a taupey brown. And then the tendril is black based, and then they dry brushed the chrome on it, or not chrome, the silver, and then it has the chrome like slashes throughout. And then X-23, her boots are black, and then they have this kind of dry brushing on them to make them look dirty on the bottom, which is really cool. But then as you get up, it decreases and the boots are more and more clean. So the dry brushing is kind of focused down here. Her claws are, I believe they're plastic. They have to be plastic, and they're just painted like a flat silver. The blue of her outfit has a dark blue base, and then it has like black shadowing throughout. I think the shadowing could have been a little bit better in the bottom of her torso, the pants. I think it's a little more dynamic in her top than it is down here. The paint I'm most disappointed in is the yellow. Like this part was hand painted. You can tell it's a little sloppy. This edge of the yellow here where the texture is, I can see blue specks popping through, which means they painted the pants first and then went in and tried to paint the yellow and orange on top, which didn't come out the best. I don't know if I can even get that. Probably can't, but yeah, that could have been painted better. I might actually touch that up just a little bit. Yeah, it's pretty messy, especially this. This could have been painted way better. Okay, and then actually the rest of the yellow and the rest of the blue on her outfit are really good. I see a little bit of a ridge here that could have been painted, but that's actually it in her top torso. The rest of it's painted really well. I know in the past Sideshow has had problems painting like these skin tone areas that are in gloves. Like if you get the old X-23 Comiquette, those are pretty messy. She had similar areas like this where her skin on her arm kind of came out of the glove, and it was really bad. But these look clean. I don't see any blue popping out of thin skin tone paint. And then the portraits. The portraits are excellent as far as paint. They're immaculate. The mouths are really well done. You know, they got the wash in pink or a rosy tone to make it look more fleshy, and then it kind of comes out to the lips. The teeth are really painted well. This one you can really look in and see all her teeth. I wonder if I can focus in on that. Her teeth do go all the way back. Yeah, they're painted really nice. I love how clean they are. The teeth have kind of a gray wash on them to make them stand out from each other. And then her mask is really well painted. I see a hairline ridge that could have been painted a little bit better, but being hand painted, I can't expect perfection, I guess. Then the red eyes, yeah, this is a really cool portrait. There is some variance in the paint on her face. There's the pink for her blushing area, and I think there is a little bit of like a tan shadowing throughout it. And like her skin, there's just that slight speckling like on her. There's no way you'll see it on camera, but in person, I don't even know how they do it. To me, it almost looks like a gray or black speckle. Yeah, really cool. And then I should probably look at the regular head. Regular head is the same, a nice pink wash and gloss throughout the mouth. Teeth are clean, they have that black wash to them. And then her eye makeup is really well done, really nice. They've come a long way since their first roll, which it looked like she took permanent marker and put her eye makeup on here. It was pretty bad. So yeah, they've come a long way in the portrait paint. I was concerned about her irises, her pupils and all that. It looked like one decal was looking forward and one's looking up. But no, if you actually look at the white of her eyes, they are equal below the iris. So they are on there, right? It's just maybe the shape of the eye or something. But they're equal. The eye decals are actually equal in size and what's exposed. So I think they're on right. But at some angles they tend to look a little off. Yeah, really beautiful eye decals on this one. If you go on sunlight, they do have like a green tint to them, which is really lovely. So yeah, that is my review of this piece. I think the sculpt is great. The paint is about I don't know, 9 out of 10. There was a few areas that could have been better. Production quality, for the price, I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10 because air bubbles should not be happening. They should have been fixed, especially when you're gluing these claws in and you see that huge air bubble. It would have been so easy just to putty it, but nope. So yeah, so that is the X-23 premium format, and I hope you enjoyed taking a look at it and listening to my review.